How many of you think that you don't have any problem in your life? Raise your hand. I think you don't have any problem, right? That's why you are not raising your hand. You don't have any problem. You have, okay. So now you got the point. You got the point. So everybody has problem. Everybody has problem and flaws and difficulties and challenges in their lives. So what happens actually while we think about that we don't have any problem, then we don't want to be dependent on anyone. The actually thing is that we are dependent one way or another on anyone or other people on other people. So this is the actually thing that's why we have created society. That's why we are living together. Because what? Because we are dependent. We have problems. We have difficulties in our life, right? So that's why we build our society. We are living together. Once, when I was a very little boy, little boy earlier in my life, I was very much introvert kind of child, and I didn't want to perform anything. I didn't want to talk with any person. I didn't want to perform in any activities in my school because I thought that if I perform, then I show my weakness. Okay, that's why I kept myself hidden, and I didn't perform. So because of that, I missed so many things in my life. I didn't perform well. I didn't improve myself. So what happened? Ultimately, I lost some of the things in my life, which was very much important in my life. Okay. So when I was a student of intermediate, the opportunity came. My teacher asked me to perform a song. That moment I decided, yes, this is the right time. I had to go beyond of my comfort zone, and then I went for that. And when the final moment came, I got up in the on the stage, and I started. When I was about to start my singing, my heart started pounding, and my legs were shaking, all body were trembling. So that moment I felt that I took a great challenge, and it was a great deal for me. But finally I decided, yes, I had to do that. Then I started singing, and finally I finished it very well and successfully. And that moment actually I found that, yes, when I tried something really that I wanted to do, then I tried, then it becomes my strength, and it gave me confidence in my life. So whenever we feel that we don't want to show ourselves, we feel that, yes, vulnerability is kind of what we perceive the vulnerability as our weakness. That's why we don't want to show ourselves as vulnerable. But listen, one thing that when we acknowledge our vulnerability, it is the beginning of new thing. It is the beginning of the what development. My fellow Toastmaster, this is really important thing that when we acknowledge our vulnerability, then this is the actual moment, this is the actual beginning of all path that we are going to develop ourselves. When we don't acknowledge our vulnerability, it means we are living in not authentic life, and we are living in life of fake, and we are putting mask on our face, and we don't show ourselves in real life situation. And when we are not showing ourselves in our real life situation, what happens? We are not trying our best, and we are staying in our comfortable zone. When we are living in staying in our comfortable zone, then we don't want to drive and go beyond of our comfortable zone, and we are not developing ourselves. So this is really important thing that we have to acknowledge our vulnerability, and we feel that, yes, this is the vulnerability. This is what actually I believe, that yes, I have vulnerability. Everyone has the vulnerability. So when we accept vulnerability, and go beyond accepting vulnerability and wanted to try something really with the vulnerability, then we build ourselves. Even if you think about differences between boss and leader. When we think about leader think that yes, I don't know everything, I have flaws, I have difficulties, I have challenges. But boss, what happens with boss? They feel that yeah, I don't have any problem. I don't have any challenges. I don't make mistakes. When boss thinks that, like boss thinks that in such way, then they live in a life of what artificial life. They are not living in stay in the life of authentic life. So while leader is accepting their vulnerability, what happens? People believe, people trust them because they are seeing. Okay, they are seeing this person is living in very authentic life, because a leader is showing what challenges, flaws and problem and difficulties. So people can actually easily trust that person, and that person can play the role of leader. So leader should, if we do you really want to be a leader? Do you? Everyone wants to be a leader. So when we want to be a leader, then what we have to do? We have to accept our vulnerability, because this is not the weakness. This is the beginning of the developing our strength. So accept the vulnerability and become more powerful in our life. Over to you.
Okay.